Okay, boys and girls, welcome to the writing station. We are ready to rock and roll with our writing. Remember, the first thing we do before we start to write is we look at our picture to find the main character. So who is the main character in the story? Yes, it's the jellyfish. Today we're writing about the jellyfish. The sun is also in our picture and also the seaweed. But those objects are just there to enhance the picture and our story. So take a look at the jellyfish, boys and girls. And we're going to label him Jellyfish. And we're going to label seaweed. Seaweed. And of course, the sun shining above the ocean. Okay, the sun and the seaweed, as I said before, are there to enhance the picture, to make it really look good. But we're going to mainly write about our jellyfish. So we've labeled the pictures, and now I'm going to think about what I want to write. I'm going to look at the jellyfish, and I'm going to think about what I'm looking at. What am I noticing about the jellyfish? He has a big head, doesn't he? Yes, he has a big head. And he has all these things that are coming from his head. But these, most people will call these legs or arms. These are not legs. Jellyfish do not have legs. I know this because I researched it. These are called tentacles, and that is a long word, but we're going to learn to write it. So our first sentence to the reader is, look at the jellyfish. And every sentence begins with an uppercase letter. Look at the jellyfish. And we're going to end our sentence with a period. Okay, we got our first sentence written. We started with an uppercase letter and we ended the sentence with a period. Look at the jellyfish. Let's count how many words are in the story. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 words make up this sentence. Okay, look at the jellyfish. Your turn. Look at the jellyfish. Remember, that's your cue to read. You're listening for your cue, which is your turn. Okay, now let's move on to our next sentence. And our next sentence, we're going to talk about his head. Or, I'll tell you what, let's talk about where he lives. Where does he live? He lives in the ocean. He lives in the ocean. Look at the jellyfish. He lives in the ocean. So boys and girls, we're thinking about our sentence that we could write. We know that the scene, the setting of this story takes place in the ocean, because that's where he lives, in the ocean. So we write, he lives in the ocean. Let's count the words in the story. In this sentence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 words in the sentence. I'm going to read it and then you're going to repeat. Listen for the cue. He lives in the ocean. Your turn. He lives in the ocean. Okay, so we have 2 sentences written already. Now, we've written 1 sentence about where he lives. Now we're going to write about another sentence about him. Take a look. We know the setting is in the ocean. That's where he lives. We wrote that. And now we're going to take a look at him. And we're going to say, what about him? About his head. Remember, we thought about him and we said, when we look at the picture, we see that he has a big head. He has a big head. And of course, at the end of the sentence is a period. We started our sentence with the uppercase letter. We ended our sentence with a period. He has a big head. Your turn. He has a big head. Let's count how many words are in this sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 words that make up the sentence, he has a big head. Okay, boys and girls, let's do this. Let's read the entire sentence, all those sentences in the story so far. We're going to start at the beginning. Remember, you're waiting for your cue. I'm going to read the whole thing first, and then I'll give you an opportunity to read. Look at the jellyfish. He lives in the ocean. He has a big head. Okay. Now it's your turn to repeat after me. Look at the jellyfish. Your turn. Look at the jellyfish. He lives in the ocean. Your turn. He lives in the ocean. He has a big head. Your turn. He has a big head. We're doing great so far, boys and girls, don't you think? Yes, we are. Okay, now we've written a sentence about the setting of the story. He lives in the ocean. We've written a sentence about his head, what he looks like. Now, look, boys and girls, we have to say something about these things. Now, some people will call these arms or legs. Jellyfish do not have legs. They are called tentacles. Tentacles. Tentacles is a big word. We're going to write it. We're going to use the proper word for it instead of calling it legs. Okay. He has 9 tentacles. Now, if you count these, there are 9 tentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 of them. So we're going to start our sentence with the uppercase letter. He has 9 . Okay, we don't have any room here to write, so we're going to go to the next line and write the word tentacles. Tentacles, T-E-N-T-A-C-L-E-S. tentacles. Okay, that is a big word, isn't it, boys and girls? But if you look closely at the word, you can see that the word has little words inside of it, like 10. Tentacles. He has 9 tentacles. Your turn. He has 9 tentacles. Very good, boys and girls. We're done with our story. We're going to read the whole thing so we can see how good it sounds. I'm going to read first because I want you to listen and hear it. Hear how it sounds. Look at the jellyfish. He lives in the ocean. He has a big head. He has 9 tentacles. Okay, ready, boys and girls? Take a deep breath. Listen for the cue. Look at the jellyfish. Your turn. Look at the jellyfish. He lives in the ocean. Your turn. He lives in the ocean. He has a big head. Your turn. He has a big head. He has 9 tentacles. Your turn. He has 9 tentacles. You did a great job, boys and girls. The last sentence, let's count how many words we are in this sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 words in this sentence, and it has a long word, tentacles. Okay, boys and girls, you can get your crayons. You did an excellent job. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color my sun yellow. And boys and girls, when you're coloring, try to stay inside the lines. Next, I'm going to color my seaweed green. Seaweed is in the ocean, make it beautiful. And when you're coloring, boys and girls, try to keep your coloring inside the lines. Make it nice and neat for the reader. The pictures are just important for the reader as the words are. Okay, now I'm going to color my jellyfish. And this is your jellyfish. I've seen jellyfishes from the ocean in many different colors. You can color your jellyfish any color you want. I'm going to color mine blue. Now, if we were to give an object a color in our story, for instance, if we had said, look at the jellyfish, he is blue, we would have to color him blue. If we were talking about flowers and we said, look at the flowers, they are red, white, and blue. You have to make sure that you color the flowers red, white, and blue when you color. That's very important. Okay, now I'm going to color my tentacles. And I'm going to color my tentacles red. I'm going to use 3 colors for my tentacles. Red, yellow, and blue. How are you doing, boys and girls? If you're still writing, that's okay. Don't forget, you can also stop the video and catch up. There we are, boys and girls. Very nice. You guys are doing a great job. If you can, see you next time, boys and girls.